Hey guys, FPL Aspell back here with another game week review. Gonna go straight into it. I got 44 points and I got a red arrow down to 599 from rank 182. I am no longer the number one Fulham fan. I am now the number three Fulham fan, which sucks, but that's fine. 599 out of 11 million is still insane. So starting off with the back, I picked Nick Pope over Robert Sanchez because I felt Pope was much more likely to get a clean sheet against Leeds than Sanchez was against Arsenal. That turned out to be the correct decision. Pope got the full six, Sanchez only one. It's one of those big decisions I have every week, and Pope's only 19% owned, so I was pretty happy to get the 6 points out of him. He was one of the best goalkeepers of the week. Then ahead of him was Trippier, who got the full 3 bonus points and a yellow card, unfortunately, but 8 points. He is a must own, and that's why 98.6% of people own him, and 98.7% of people around me own him. Got to talk next about Kenny Tete, because this was my big pick for the week as a differential. So first of all, he gets a great headed assist. He is the Fulham leading assist maker this season. And on top of that, he was leading on bonus points. He was on right on track to get 1 bonus point until the very last minute when Mitrovic had a penalty. And we'll get to talk about Mitrovic later. But Mitrovic had his penalty saved, so Bazunu stole away Kenny Teddy's bonus point. On top of that, I thought Fulham would really keep a clean sheet against Southampton. However, what happened was that James Ward-Prowse scored a banger of a free kick. I felt like in normal play and in breakaway play, Southampton had nothing for Fulham. The only way they could score was from a set play, and that's what happened. On the other side of the defence, Cancelo and then Carvalho as well we'll talk about. So the two of them were both dropped by their manager. Cancelo for Rico Lewis and Carvalho for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I thought Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was really bad, and Liverpool were really, really, really lucky to win that game. I don't understand why Carvalho isn't playing. Talking to a lot of Fulham fans on Twitter, they're all just agreeing that this is another case of Ryan Sessegnon, and of Ryan Sessegnon who went to Spurs and has sat on the bench for a long time and isn't getting game plan play, despite the fact 3 years ago he was one of the best players in a Premier League team. He was a star player in a Premier League team, and now Carvalho, an amazing season in the Championship, and now he's playing in the Premiership with Liverpool and he's not getting off the bench. It seems insane to me. And then almost as insane as Cancelo being behind Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis is good, but Cancelo is better. Man City drew the game. It's not like they're just doing this stuff for luxury. They need to be winning the game. They are 7 points behind Arsenal, and Cancelo's not starting. So I don't know what Pep is doing. And that's really, really annoying because I said before this that I thought Arsenal would struggle against Brighton defensively. And I was really, really sad because I kind of realized I snookered myself that I didn't have the triumvirate of Martinelli, Odegaard, and Saka, and I wasn't able to get them. So I actually subbed out Gabriel to get in Kenny Tete and to also have an Arsenal slot to get in Odegaard. But yeah, so both White and Saliba got 1 point. White got 1 point because he got subbed off on 59:59. Literally 1 second more and he gets 6 points, and this game week looks a lot better. But that's what happened. No point crying over spilled milk. I kind of expected that to happen. That's why I had them on the bench. And it kind of sucks both got 1 point. Oh well. Next up was Andreas, who got an assist technically. I thought it was a goal, and then it was given as an own goal, and he was given an assist for forcing an own goal, which seems like an insane rule to me. I was complaining on Twitter about it when I saw that Darwin and Trent Alexander-Arnold were both given assists for forcing own goals in the Liverpool game. And sure, the next day, one of my players does it, and yeah, I tweeted out that's the best rule ever. And then the next three guys, De Bruyne, Salah, Almiron, these three guys really let me down. This is where a bulk of my budget went to, and they absolutely failed to deliver. I don't know what's going on with De Bruyne. Actually, I can't even blame De Bruyne. He was credited with a big chance created this week that was missed. Yeah, so people aren't scoring off De Bruyne's attempted assists. And it just kind of sucks because if I scroll down to my killers, Martinelli, Rashford, Odegaard, Saka all hit this week. They were my 4 big danger man, and they all hit, which kind of sucked. But that's fine, I guess. I kind of knew that was a possibility that a lot of these mid-level guys that aren't top-end expensive, like De Bruyne and Salah, might just hit, and they did. So kind of sucks, and that's a big reason for the red arrow, I think, was these three guys. My safety score was 59, 15 points from these three players. That's well possible. Actually, talking about needing points, Mitrovic, oh my God. Like, he's not a good penalty taker. I don't get why he takes them. Every time it's just side foot into the corner, and it's 50-50 whether or not it's saved. I don't think I've ever, I think I've seen him send the goalkeeper the wrong way like twice. It's his second penalty he's missed this season. He's a great player, but I don't think he should be on penalties. And then Haaland, doing Haaland things, he scores a good goal, and he outperforms Salah, which is the main thing I want from him, because a lot of people on the top who want to be differential will have Salah captained. That's why the 2.9% difference is. So yeah, on the upcoming game week, this is what my diagram is looking like. It's telling me that obviously the double game week shows up here, that Fulham combined has about a 60%. Chelsea is messing things up. Chelsea always messes things up. 70%. So in theory, that Manchester United are the team to own this week, and then Chelsea are second and Liverpool are third. The numbers, my middle model is telling me that Fernandes and Rashford are the two main players to own, which obviously sucks because, like, I don't own them, basically. I do own Fernandes in draft, though. I kind of wanted to talk briefly about draft because I had a really awesome moment in the Fulham game where Kenny Tete assisted Paulinho for the winner, and it was awesome. And it's a really good feeling when one of the players you own assists another player that you also own. And yeah, this team is a bit weird because I went for a lot of differentials, and it's really, really hard to get the players I want with when I'm just playing draft with my friends. So cool. So in terms of what I'm thinking of bringing in, you've already got two options here: was Manchester United and Chelsea. The way my team is set up at the moment, Carvalho is pretty much the guy that needs to go. And the way the budget works is I'm not able to get Mount or Sterling. This is a good chance just to show off my player compare tool that I use. So, for example, if I was to put in the players I'm considering, like Kovacic, Pulisic, and Jorginho, and I knock out Haaland there because he is a big outlier, I'm able to put in stuff like expected goals involvements and things like cumulative assists to see like what should happen. So, or else even cumulative goals scored. Yeah, so we can see here that Jorginho has 2.0 expected goals involvements and he scored 2 goals. Like that's obviously, these numbers are honestly terrible from all these Chelsea players. And that's a big reason I think I'm not going to do a transfer this week. So like, for example, if I was to put in like De Bruyne, he just shrinks the graph massively all the way down. Yeah, he scored 3 goals, but he's got expected goal involvements of 10.5. If I was to put in cumulative assists, they would shrink down to they're the same. Like, Chelsea aren't good, so even though they have a double game week, and I have a transfer to bring one of them in, and I have my 3 Fulham players, I just don't want them, if that makes sense. If I was to bring someone in for Carvalho, I think the player I'd want to bring in would be Buendia, or maybe Bailey. Is that the right Bailey? Oh well. Someone like this who have like 4.5, 4.6 expected goal involvements. And then if I was to throw in like even like the minutes just to normalize it a bit more, because Kovacic hasn't played as much. Like these are the guys to go for. I think Aston Villa, if you're looking over 3 game weeks, are the players we're looking at, especially Buendia, especially Buendia and Bailey and these guys. They have really, really nice fixtures. But as of right now, I am not going to do any transfers, and this is going to be the team I'm going to be lining up with. I'm going to go with Sanchez in goal over Pope, which is one of like the fun tactics I use that I don't see a lot of other people doing, just constantly switching between goalkeepers. Everton is a much better fixture than Arsenal, and then next week Fulham will be a much better fixture than Liverpool. In defence, I'm going to go Trippier, White, Salah, Tete. I'm going to bench Cancelo until I figure out what's going on. And I think the laws of Pep will probably kick in, that the second you bench a player that's been rotated a lot, that they'll come on and do great. That's what happened to me with Foden. Looks like it's what's happened to me with Cancelo. Then in midfield, Salah against Brentford, obvious choice. De Bruyne, obvious choice. Almiron, Andreas. This is really, really strong. And I think these forwards are really strong. The fact I've got like 3 players having a double game week should be strong. Should be really, really good. And I'm hoping to get my first green arrow in 3 game weeks. So thank you very much for watching. That was my game week review. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more. Cheers. Bye.